Hello everyone, my name is Chris Murphy and thank you for visiting my channel. This channel is all about empowering agents to master their craft and become better leaders. Man, today was an exciting day. When you focus on the non-sales wins along with the sales wins, every day can be monumental. We're going to get into the numbers and then I want to explain something to you that is just got me all excited inside. Hey guys, the topic that I'm about to discuss a little bit is really near and dear to my heart, and it was amazing today. And it just goes to the power of, I don't even know what it's called, but just plugging in and giving it your all and surrounding yourself. So I really hope that you get some value out of it, or more importantly, that it actually kind of changes your mindset. And if this content you like and it's helpful, give me a comment down there, share it with somebody, and subscribe to the channel. We have 184 dials. I had 7 pickups. I had 2 quotes. I got into 4 conversations. So my leads, everything that we've been doing, my ad campaign, going off the hook. Everything is really starting to click, the friction points. Um, very, very happy. So thank you, Oscar, and Scale My Social. Again, giving you a plug, my man. Great guy. We had no apps, no closes, but some really good conversations. That is not the cool thing that happened today. Yes, making a sale, helping a family, always amazing. But when you can help other people, that's it's even more of a special gift. Today in our meeting from Empower Life Group, ELG for Life, baby, Dana did something different today. You know, we had a real different kind of meeting, and it was phenomenal, and it's been what so many people need. It's been a lot like me and another person that's been kind of going through things very similar. So we got to speak a little bit in it and how it's changing us. But the big thing about it was very different, and it was something that I think all agents really need to hear. Dana Neeson, if you don't know, she's amazing. Final Expense Network. Check out our YouTube channel. You probably already know she's got like 10,000 subscribers. She's literally the GOAT of Final Expense. But man, it was so impactful. It was what so many agents needed. It was all about finding yourself and throwing away the script, like totally against everything that, we talk about. And really, it just came to the fact because people are following the script so to the T that they're not putting their character, they're not being themselves. And so a lot of people are having problems that are following the script and they just don't really understand. And this training today was just, it breaks down all the different parts, why we're doing it and what you're really looking for in these areas of education and uncovering the pain and discovery and intro, like how to do it, why to do it, and like the angles to come from. And so a lot of that is like the picture of going from here and like bringing them into one spot, right? But what we really got into is talking about being yourself and not being so professional. And that's one thing that hit me hard, and I'm sure I've spoke about it. Like, you can't be too professional. These folks, we're not doing annuities. This is not huge financial planning, right? We're talking to 55 to 80-year-olds. I'd say more like 60 to 80-year-olds, people that are on, Social Security, disability. Obviously, they haven't bought insurance, so it's not like they had some great structural, or there's reasons why they're at this age now looking into it. And so they have a different mindset. So you got to be relatable. You got to be yourself. You got to have character. You can't be like this professional agent. Like, that's why people aren't responding. So that was a lot about the talk. And then there was a person in our group that kind of expressed they let their heart out. And I absolutely adore this person. I want 100 of them on my team. and they are everything you want. They show up, they attend, they work their butt off, they're constantly trying to get better, but they have a lot of like internal things going on, and a lot of, you know, just not being able to find themselves and trying to, like, you know, be this perfect agent and be this perfect like professional person because, you know, they want it so bad, very similar to me. And to just let it go and to be yourself and not to be so scripted. And the script is really like a blueprint. It's like a foundation. It's like pillars or a foundation to hold up a house, but everyone's a little different. So I took about, I don't even know how much time, but we just spent a little one-on-one time and kind of like getting that person out of the script because they know the information, right? So we made up bullet points of just like key topics to keep your, you know, mind going in case you kind of forget in that moment. Steps, you know, you might have to go from 5. You know, you might have somebody that's not willing to get into a personal or emotional conversation. So you got to go to like credibility and education, and then kind of work your way back as they soften up. And, you know, like all these little things, but a lot of it is just you being comfortable and letting go of the script if you know the material and just being yourself. Like when you call your mom, you know, are you just rugged professional person? No, like how you talk to people and connect with people in your everyday life is the exact same way you should be on the phone. And so a lot of that comes to, I don't know enough. Well, you got your license, you know way more than these people do, right? So a lot of that is just fear, unknown, and stepping out of your comfort zone. And they did that today. And they smiled and they had fun. And, you know, they almost helped someone. But the biggest thing is they got to see that it didn't have to be so rigid, that they could just be themselves. And that kind of like community that we have where we all want everybody to win, you know, I get no financial gain from that person winning except for the fact that it grows the team, it grows the community, and it just allows us all to get better. And if we can all get better, then that's going to attract more people. So I guess in some sense, yeah, you know, anything you do to help somebody else can monetarily help you down the road. But the whole purpose of why I took my time, and why I thought it was, you know, necessary is because I believe in that person. And I want anybody that wants it to win. Anybody that wants it that bad, I want them to win, and I'm going to do anything for anybody that wants it that bad. I don't care if you're on my team or on another team. If you're working hard and you're trying and you're plugging in, like, you can't lose in this community if you just don't quit. Because we and I and anybody else in this team will help. So that was huge. And then another big thing happened, which I didn't even know. There's somebody in our group that has been struggling with this, and they kind of today let go and just was themselves. And they even said, I think I didn't ask some questions. I stumbled on this. You know, it was a hot mess, but they helped the family. So does it matter that it was a hot mess? No. This person got to help a family, and they've been struggling on doing that, but they're a really amazing person. And then I get the bomb dropped off on me, you know, and I congratulate and I'm cheering. I'm so happy for this person. Like, I want to cry because I'm in the room with them every day. I'm seeing them work. I'm seeing how bad they want it and how much it means to them. And then they got to win. And then they said, I've been watching your videos and you gave me momentum. Really? I was like, what? So, because of my videos, my struggle, what I'm going through, and then talking about it, and the relentlessness of getting better and not getting, I know I'm getting a little emotional about it. It's crazy. Like, that helped them to push forward. They saw me in the room working every day. They saw me trying. They saw me putting in the work, and they saw me in the community trying to help anybody that I could. I motivated them to not quit, to push forward. I gave them the motivation that they could do it too. So, God, that hit me hard, right? So hard, because the whole reason why I'm doing all this, the channel was all selfish. Like, it was for me because I was in a bad spot and I needed to get my, stuff together. And I needed to have something to push me to work and to do the things that I know I need to do to make this business work, because I've done it before and I wasn't, and I'm not a big person in doing stuff for myself. I just never have. But I will go to the end of the world for somebody else. So forcing myself to do this everyday post and work every day all day for 30 days has really not only like sharpening my skills, honing me back in, getting the muscle memory, finding what I've lost, but it's also like it's becoming something bigger than what I thought. I mean, I thought I would just do this so therefore I could, really, to be honest, I mean, the selfish part, I knew Dana was going to watch. I said I was going to do it. So the executive team of Lasting Mark, who's looking to invest in people to grow, I knew they were going to be watching. And then my daughter and my wife, and I told all my friends, and then my mom. And I'm like, okay, so all these people are going to be watching. And I'm pretty sure everyone expects you to quit. So it's like, yeah, you might do a couple days, but yeah, right? I mean, expecting to not do it for 30 days because most people won't. And I was like, I can't. I have to, no matter what, every day, how I feel, what's going on. I said I was going to do this and I'm going to do it. So I started doing it for myself for these selfish reasons. And now look at what it's doing. I can't, I'm speechless. It just makes me feel so good to know that we are making improvements and we are helping people and we are all getting better. And it is true what I keep preaching: culture, community, doing the right thing for the right reason when nobody's looking, and just staying on top of it, being involved, plugging in. It's like a fire. You guys all been camping, right? I've been camping. You get next to the fire, it's nice and warm. You step away from the fire, what happens? It gets cold. Eventually you get too far from the fire and you can't even see it. But what's really amazing is not only when you're standing by the fire for the heat, but you're actually participating in going and getting the wood. And that's where we're at. And so it was like a big win today for a lot of things. Emotionally, mentally, it was great. So you know who you are, and I'm proud of you, and keep going, both of you. This is amazing stuff we're doing. We're breaking barriers, we're helping folks, we're getting better day by day, and we're relentless. There's all gas, no brake. We're not stopping. A lot of people don't understand, but they want, $50,000, $25,000. Oh, I got this term policy 20 years ago. So they don't understand what it costs and the reality. So you have to manage the expectations, and you basically, have to ask them as you're asking these questions, is it okay for less? Like, you're not getting 50,000, obviously. You're 70 years old. That's ridiculous, So managing the expectations, having the conversation, and being real with people and not afraid. That was a big part of our talk today. Besides the managing expectation, was just being real with people. And like the person that we did the role play with, it was just like, when there's little bits that you can give about yourself to relate, you don't have to go into the weeds with it, but hinting on that, so for instance, example, like you and your brother get in fights a lot, and the person's talking and then they're talking about their brother who's a jerk, and you can make a tidbit with like, and just saying, oh, well, that's real bad. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Oh my gosh, I got a brother too. I want to smack him just like that. It's relatable and then move on. Don't go down the weeds, but kind of like if you have a relatable thing to them, that is real. That's being real. So you got to give in as much as you're taking, because if you just keep taking and asking why that that it's going to come across and people are going to hit. And this is all stuff that I've found out and that I'm going through and I'm learning. So I'm not necessarily trying to preach to y'all and tell you what you need to do. I'm giving you examples of my own life and what I'm learning, what I'm going through, and what I'm remembering from prior days. It's almost like it was so funny in this conversation with this person when we were doing some role play, like some of the track words that were coming back, it just came to me and I'm like, oh my gosh, where'd that come from? I totally forgot about that. So like being in it, immersing yourself every day, has been great. And being able to help somebody find themselves or get them to understand, like, you got to have your character, your personality. You got to talk to people like the way you would talk to a friend. And when they're doing dumb stuff, you gotta be dumb stuff too. If they're saying something that makes no sense, you gotta call it out. If you're feeling uncomfortable, talk about it. Like, one of the things individual said is like, sometimes I'm a little quirky or dorky. Great, show them that. Or I might not know what to say and I'm pausing too long and I get weirded out. Talk about whatever's going on. Like, yep, I'm a little tech screwy here. Give me a moment. Whatever of how you can play off of it. But people love humor, and when you make fun of yourself, other people enjoy that. So be yourself and really connect, I guess, is the big picture. What am I getting at here, Chris? I really don't know. I'm kind of just getting at the fact of how awesome it is and what we've got going on, and more or less of how when you really start to hone in and you get out of your way and you just be yourself and you don't necessarily worry so much about the exact words of the script, but you're following some bit of like structure. It's amazing of how you see people start to change and turn and find themselves. And next thing you know, we're all at Aruba together, sitting on the island. So, I mean, that's the big thing is like, who do you want to travel the world with? What kind of people do you want to sit down and have a nice meal and spend the evening with, and surround yourself with those people, plug in, have mentor. It just, yeah, it was great. So I feel like I'm on a soapboxer here, just going off, but guys, yeah, that's about all I got today. It was just awesome. So you don't have to be alone. You don't have to think you need to have it all figured out. You don't have to be scared that you don't know what company or don't know this underwriting. Like, the clients don't know either. You know more than them. When you're looking at pricing and you're seeing the different companies and you're like, oh, I'm going to go with the cheapest one. It's not always the best idea. Your client might not be good at DocuSign, right? They might be looking for some type of funeral concierge. So like, these things are important. You might go to a different company that costs a little bit more, but it's going to be easier for the client to actually get because that's the thing. Like, what can they actually get on the phone right now and put in place? And if you're like, oh, I'm going to go with this company is because it's the lowest, but yet they have an extremely hard time trying to do their process of getting it signed, and then they walk away frustrated, you never help them, they're back in the same spot. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know why I went there. That was crazy because that wasn't part of the topic at all. I guess I'm just going to stop now. Yeah, good place to stop. Crazy man out. So